Hello all you beautiful people, how are you doing today? This is Love Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi! Today we're going to be talking about another mod, and this one is called Cooking for Blockheads. Now this one can be used alone, but most of the time it is used with another mod called Pam's Harvest Craft. And we will be going over that one next Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and that one might actually be in 2 parts because it's pretty big. But this one is fun even to add to regular Minecraft vanilla, and just add like this beautiful kitchen setup. Look at this. This is all the kinds of stuff that you can add, and look at that. You can use different floor colorings. Purple's my favorite color, so purple. But these are all the different colors you can do. You can do so many different things. You can even dye these cabinets like so with any of the dyeable colors, so it's pretty cool. So let's get started and take a look at, well, how we make everything. Oh, but before I forget, these are actually like a chest, so you can store all kinds of stuff in here. And it doesn't even have to be just food stuff. You can store whatever you want. So they act like chests, but they're all together, and it's really, really awesome. Including this is a sink, and it gives you unlimited water. Now, of course, that does depend what mod pack you are playing it in, but if with just regular, you have unlimited water, which makes it pretty awesome. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the recipes, and then we'll take a look at everything that you can do, and do's and don'ts of setting it up and all that. So first of all, we're going to put a simple book inside a furnace, and it's going to cook the book, which is kind of weird, but it's going to cook the book and give us a special book that we're going to need. And that is Cooking for Blockheads 1. Shows you food you can make with the things you have in your inventory. So, this is a pretty cool book. But I don't have anything in my inventory now. But if I were to, say, grab stuff, then it would tell me, not enough ingredients. Let's see, what's something we can actually, okay, cocoa beans, wheat, let's grab some sugar and now it'll say we can make bread and we can make cookies. So it'll tell you what recipes you can make depending on the ingredients you have. But we're going to take that further because there's something else we can do. So next we're going to take the Cooking for Blockheads book with 2 diamonds and 2 crafting tables. And it is going to give us a Cooking for Blockheads 2 book. Now, with that 2 book, we're going to make the cooking table. So this is if you have stuff and it's all combined like so. And that's one of the reasons you'll want to make like the flooring or something, because it connects like the all these, it connects everything here. So if you had something hanging on these, or if you had something sitting on the spice racks, then it connects everything together. Also, if you have these fruit baskets and you have food in there, it also connects those. So the flooring connects everything together, but if you have stuff here, it will allow you to create more stuff, which is why you need this table here, cooking table. So it is going to be 3 stone. Now we're going to use a lot of terracotta for these recipes, so you're going to want a lot of this, but we're going to use terracotta, and we're going to use 5 of that with that Cooking for Blockheads book 2 book that we made. So that's going to give us our cooking table. Now our cooking table is really cool. Anything that's connected and has food in it, it'll tell us all the different recipes that we can make. So what I went ahead and did is put a whole bunch of stuff in the fridges. And this doesn't add like a lot of recipes, but like I said, if you have something like Pam's Harvest Craft, which we'll go over next week, then it adds a whole bunch of different recipes, so that, and like complicated recipes, multiple steps. So, but this you can even sort by the saturation. So if you want something to give you the most bang for your buck, then you can see what you would need to eat. You can also sort it by how much hunger it'll restore, and then of course just sort it by alphabetical. So that is the table that you want right here. All right, next we are going to make the oven. Now the oven is pretty cool because it works like a furnace, which we actually use to make it. So it's a furnace in the middle, black stained glass. Now to make the black stained glass, you're just going to put the 8 glass in the middle with 8 glass surrounding a black die. And then you're going to use 5 iron ingots, and that'll make our oven. Now the cool thing about the oven is you can put your coal in here, and later with pans you'll add different utensils and cooking pots. But even just regular like this, the cool thing is if I come over here and I say, well, I want to make steak. So it says it's going to have to cook the steak. So if I shift click, it'll cook a stack of steak. And it puts the stacks up here, and it cooks 9 at a time. You can do that with your raw meats, your potatoes, anything that needs to cook in an oven. So it makes 9 of them all at once, which of course saves tons of time. It's awesome. Plus the animation for it is pretty cool. All right, next we're going to want the sink. And like I said, this one provides you unlimited water. So for that, we're going to take 3 iron ingots, 5 terracotta, and a bucket of water. And for instance, if I were to just grab a bucket out, let's just grab a stack of buckets. If we go up here and click, oh, hold up, it might help if I'm not in creative. But if you come up here and click on it, as you can see, we have instant unlimited water source without having your typical, 4 blocks that we usually do, right? But that gives you unlimited water, which makes it pretty awesome. All right, next, we're going to make the fridge. Now, you're going to probably want at least 2, unless you want like a mini fridge look. But with at least 2, it gives you a 2 chest full inventory space, okay? But for the fridge, we're just going to take a chest and an iron door. And of course, an iron door is 6 iron ingots in a door shape to make that. And now we're going to start making some of the cabinets. So we're going to go through all the cabinets, and then I'll show you what they do look like. You know what I mean. So 3 stone on top, terracotta, and a chest makes a kitchen counter, which is why the kitchen counters are on the bottom, but that is why they have a chest inventory. So then we're going to make the corner counter, because you need it doesn't look right if you have the 2 connected. So that's going to be 3 stone and 6 terracotta. Give me just a second. Okay, I had to sleep through the night. Alright, so that'll give us our corner piece. And that's important in order for it to look right, like a fully functioning kitchen. So then we're going to want the top ones, and those are kitchen cabinets. So you're going to use 5 terracotta and a chest down below. Notice you don't have anything at top for these, because it is the ones that sit at the top part. And then you're going to have the empty one, which is going to go in the middle. And so that's just going to be the 5 terracotta. All right, next, the kitchen floors. And like I said, you can make them in all different colors, but you have to start out with 1 type of block first. But there are 2 different ways you can make it. This first recipe makes 12, and the second recipe only makes 4. So it depends on how you want to do it. But the first recipe is 2 blocks of quartz and 2 blocks of coal. And that'll make you 12 of the kitchen floors. Now you can use the kitchen floors as is. You don't have to color them. But if you want colors, then you can do that too. But this recipe is concrete. So you use 2 white concrete and 2 black concrete. But it only gives you 4 kitchen floors. So it depends on what you want to make. Usually getting coal and quartz isn't that hard, so It's totally up to you. But to dye it, all you have to do is put 8 of those kitchen floors with your dye in the middle. So for instance, with red dye in the middle, you would get the red kitchen floor. Black in the middle, you'd get the black kitchen floor. And there is a bit of a difference. This is the kitchen floor, and this is the black. So as you can see, there's a big, big difference. Look how the black looks truly, truly black instead of the kitchen floors. So just keep that in mind. All right, next we're also going to want a milk jar. So we're going to use this milk jar to make us a cow in a jar, which is pretty cool. So we're going to take 7 glass, a plank, and it's any plank, it doesn't have to be jungle, and a bucket full of milk. And that's going to give you your milk jar. And we're going to use this milk jar to get our cow in a jar. But let's look at the other recipes. We also have a fruit basket, which is 2 planks and a slab in the middle. They have to be the same type, but it does not have to be jungle. So any of the woods, just make sure they match. And that'll make you a fruit basket, which as you see over there, you can sit out on the counter and have stuff sitting there, and it's pretty cool. So then we have the tool rack, and you would hang your tools on here. Now, you're mostly going to use this when you have Pam's Harvest Craft. Same with, well, the spice rack you can use for whatever because you just set stuff on the shelf. So for the tool rack, it's any slabs and 2 iron ingots, and that'll make 1 tool rack. Now for the spice rack, you're just going to put a slab in the middle. That's it. And it looks like a shelf, and you can set anything on there. All right, next we have a heating unit for the oven, but it's for energy. So you wouldn't really use it in vanilla, only if you have other ways of producing power. So this one you have 3 iron ingots, 3 iron nuggets, 2 iron ingots, and a redstone comparator. And then we also have an ice unit, and of course it adds essentially an ice maker to the fridge. It's pretty cool. So that is 3 snowballs, 2 iron ingots, and a redstone comparator. Now, it's not going to come in very handy in vanilla, but for having other recipes, it will come in very handy. And then last is the preservation chamber. It prevents the last item of a slot from being used up. So for instance, if I have a stack of bread in here, with the preservation unit in here, it will keep 1 of the bread, so that way the stack can always be replaced. So it does come in very, very handy when you don't want to get rid of stuff. So that is 3 redstone dust, 2 iron ingots, and a redstone comparator for that one. Now, the way these work, I set them here on the shelf, and this is why I made 3. So the fridge is for the ice maker. So now this will make ice and snowballs. The preservation, this will now not get rid of any of these slots. And then of course for the heating unit, it would go on the stove, and now it also allows it to accept energy. So in vanilla, you wouldn't necessarily use that so much, but with inside of other mod packs, you definitely would. These are the fruit bowls, like I said. You just put anything in here, and it does hold full stacks. But sometimes for decoration purposes, it looks kind of fun to just set them out, like I did previously. But I could also take the stacks and just put them in there. Here's the cool thing, though. It doesn't even have to just be food. You can put whatever you want in here. So think of it as more decoration pieces. See? Kind of cool, huh? So I did some different things here, you know, just for decoration purposes. It makes it kind of fun when you're trying to do a decoration pack. All right, now this one is pretty cool. Let's grab this. This is to make our cow in the jar here. And the cow in the jar is so you can take a bucket. Where do we put our buckets? There. So you can take a bucket and get milk out of here. And it slowly fills up over time. It's pretty awesome. All right, so what we're going to do in order to do that, you're going to put your milk bucket down, and then you're going to have an area where you have it. Obviously, you would go get a cow, but for this purposes, we're just going to spawn one here. But up above, you're going to have a block with an anvil above it. I bet you know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. All right, so there's our cow, right? So we're going to break the block. The anvil's going to drop on the cow. The anvil drops on the floor, so you still have it. But now we have a cow in a jar. And you even see it says it provides milk for recipes. Now, you cannot put something on a counter if there's a tool rack or a spice rack there. So that's why these are empty. So if I wanted to put something here, I would just have to get rid of the spice rack or tool rack, whatever, first. So there you go. Now, when you need milk for recipes, it'll use it in here. So for like the cake, it'll take the milk buckets. Let's put the milk buckets over here so I can demonstrate. So even if I put the milk buckets over there, it'll still make me a cake because it's going to take the milk from this one right here that has milk in it. So if I click on cake, it made me a cake because I have the wheat, the sugar, the eggs all in the fridge, and the milk comes straight from the jar. Pretty cool, huh? All right, that is it for cooking for Blockheads. Like I said, it kind of makes it cool. I like the fact that you can set up a kitchen to go cook your stuff, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, see, it doesn't even show on here. But when you have recipes that require snowballs, because like Pam's Harvest Craft has smoothies and other stuff. And so if it requires ice or snow, then it would automatically take it from the fridge. So, but that is it. It is good to add to vanilla Minecraft, but it's also fun to add to other ones that you can cook extra stuff. As always, if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. Even if I don't know the answers, I'll try to help you find them. Alright, that's it. Until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned.